If you are taking something for allergies, insomnia, anxiety, or even your bladder, you need to listen to me very carefully right now. Some of these everyday pills might be quietly destroying your mind. In fact, taking just one of these very common medications daily for 12 months can skyrocket your risk of dementia by 50%. Multiple massive studies prove these pills are directly linked to brain shrinkage and memory loss. And these aren't some exotic, experimental drugs. They are everyday pills probably sitting in your medicine cabinet right now, approved by the corrupt bureaucrats at the FDA and pushed by greedy pharmaceutical corporations who care way more about their quarterly profits than your quality of life. In this video, I'm going to expose what these drugs are, how they are silently poisoning your brain, and the safe, natural alternatives God already provided for us. And make sure you watch this until the very end, because I will also show you how to take a new brain age test that all Americans over 60 should take. Just to give you an idea, the medical journal Frontiers in Neurology has just published a report stating that if you fail this test, you have a 93.4% chance of developing Alzheimer's. We will talk more about this in a few moments. My name is Bill Miller. If you're an American who is sick and tired of watching Big Pharma drain your hard-earned savings, and you want to unlock the power of God's natural pharmacy, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing, and go ahead and hit that like button. If you don't subscribe, chances are you'll never see one of my videos again. Now, these dangerous pills belong to a class called anticholinergics. That's just a fancy, clinical word the medical establishment uses to cover up the fact that these drugs block a vital brain chemical called acetylcholine. God designed acetylcholine to act like your brain's spark plug. It's the holy spark that helps your neurons talk to each other. You need it to remember your grandkids' names, to pay attention, and even to move your muscles. When you take these synthetic drugs for months or years, you are throwing a wrench into the perfect communication system God built inside you. The signal gets weaker and weaker, leading directly to memory loss and cognitive decline. But the politicians and the mainstream medical machine won't warn you about this, because a chronic patient is a repeat customer for them. These brain-blocking chemicals are hiding everywhere. Your over-the-counter allergy meds like Benadryl are heavily anticholinergic. So are the popular sleep aids they push on TV, like Tylenol PM or Unisom. Anxiety medications like hydroxyzine fall right into this trap. If you look at bladder control pills like Ditropan or Detrol, or IBS drugs like Bentyl, they all have the same brain-numbing effect. Multiple independent studies prove this. One massive meta-analysis of over 1.5 million people proved that anticholinergic drug use is an independent risk factor for Alzheimer's. Another study showed that using these drugs for just 3 months increased dementia risk by an average of 46%. And research in JAMA Neurology using brain scans showed that these pills actually cause physical brain atrophy, meaning they literally shrink your brain. It's not just grogginess, friends. It is chemical damage. Now, as we age, our natural levels of acetylcholine already decline. If you're over 60 and taking these pills, you're accelerating that decline. And it's even worse if you are caught in Big Pharma's favorite trap, taking multiple drugs at once. Taking one for anxiety, one for sleep, and one for the bladder creates a toxic cocktail that completely shuts down your central nervous system. I always tell folks who write into the channel, never stop a prescription cold turkey without talking to a trusted professional, but you need to start looking into God's natural pharmacy. For sleep, instead of chemical pills, look into natural gifts from the earth like melatonin, ashwagandha, chamomile, or the right form of magnesium. For seasonal allergies, stop using Benadryl and look into cleaner, second-generation alternatives like Allegra or Claritin, which don't penetrate and poison the brain the same way. For IBS, thousands have found relief simply using pure peppermint oil instead of synthetic prescriptions. If you've been taking these drugs, don't panic. You can protect your God-given mind right now by focusing on healthy living, exercise, and reversing things like high blood pressure. But you also need to know exactly where your brain stands today. Have you been experiencing senior moments lately? Misplacing your keys or cell phone? Forgetting why you walked into a room? or struggling to remember passwords, names, or recent conversations. As I mentioned earlier, those are major warning signs of cognitive decline. That is why you absolutely must take the simple brain age test reported by Frontiers in Neurology. Remember, their data showed that failing this test correlates with the terrifying 93.4% chance of developing Alzheimer's. Over 43,000 American seniors have already taken this test, and by discovering a simple brain cell refueling trick, they are now enjoying the razor-sharp minds and memories of their youth. Click the link down in the description or pinned comment right now to discover your true brain age and reclaim your mental freedom. God bless you, keep fighting for your health, and I'll see you in the next video.